Hello, my BMX nerd friends. Welcome back to another episode of Kanode Knows, brought to you by Dig BMX. This week on the show, we got Kevin Corrali. And don't worry about my background, I'm just in Malibu. I've known Kevin for 14 years. He was one of the first pros that I got to meet when he came out to Arizona a long time ago with Kyle Carlson. And in this episode, we talk about everything from him, filming his deadline part, and then kind of falling off and going through a whole bunch of shit, and then coming back and his comeback now and where he's at now and everything in between. So it was really good catching up with him, and it's cool that it's recorded and you guys get to watch, but it really did feel like just talking shit with an old friend, so I hope you enjoy. Before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the show with a friend, and go to rawlife.com and use promo code Kanode to get yourself some green superfoods and get healthy like Kevin and I. And without further ado, here's the episode with Kevin. Got to clap. Kevin Corrali.
Hi, Kevin. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, Bobby?
Long time no see, man.
Yeah.
Do you remember how we met?
Wasn't it at Woodward West?
Maybe. My memory is you're with Kyle Carlson at a ledge in Phoenix with Justin.
Okay, so I thought we had met you before. Didn't you go to West?
Yeah,
maybe. And met Justin at West?
I don't know, dude. It's all a blur. So if you could fill me in, that would be great.
Yeah, I want to say I could have swore I remember either that time in Arizona at that ledge or Woodward West. I think you were just there as a camper or something, right?
Never got to be a camper. I wish, dude. I would be able to bar spin if I was a camper when I was younger, but missed the chance. Missed my shot.
It's something back then, yeah. Through Justin though, definitely through Justin Burns.
Shout out Justin Burns, dude.
Yeah, shout out Justin Burns.
I saw him. So I was watching videos of you before we are doing this, and there's on Crooked World Network A or whatever. There's a best of Kevin Corrali, which is just heat for 5 minutes, from a decade ago. But I see Justin on the lens, filming your shit, and it was dope. Love that guy. He still messages me every once in a while.
He's doing. It looks like he's doing so good, man. I just saw him actually. I moved away from. He's still in Livermore, and I went out to this dirt track that's out there to pick up some pegs from Samar at STF BMX, and he he was just there with his kid because he has a son now.
Yes,
and
yeah.
Rides, and he was there with his kid, and I hadn't seen him. That's the first time I'd seen him in such a long time. And so he said what up real quick and stuff, and his kid was kind of running around, but then hell random, dude, his kid just comes running up and hugs me from behind, comes up behind me and hugs me around the back of my waist.
Hell yeah.
And then and I think he realizes that Justin's in front of him.
He thought it was Justin.
Looking at him. Yeah, he thought it was Justin. He got all scared and embarrassed. That's funny though.
I was gonna say that's pretty wholesome. Justin sent him over to give you a hug.
Nah, well, he couldn't because he was we were facing the other way.
Justin is so fucking smooth on the bike. The Luckies, I sweated him so hard when I was younger. He was one of my favorite riders. I mean, still to this day, still one of the coolest. And you too. Hey, what's up, little doggo? I saw that picture of you in your car with one of them here and then one of them on your shoulder. Yeah. That was sick. What's your life like, man? Thanks for. All right, so let's get all this shit out of the way. I said all this before we started recording, but you look great. I'm happy to see you healthy and making your comeback. How is your life, Kevin Corrali?
I mean, it's hold
on, is it Corrali or Corrali?
It's Corrali.
Corrali.
It's actually pronounced Kirai in Hungarian. For my Hungarian homies, my Hungarian riders.
Kirai?
Yeah, Kirai.
Yeah, how's your life, Kevin Kirai?
It means king in Hungarian.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
So it's a known I've had kids back in the day would just randomly message me online are you Hungarian? Yeah.
Sick. That's dope. So, all right, go off, King. Tell me about your life, King.
Yeah, so I moved. I'm in the South Bay Area now. So I'm originally from Livermore, which is the East Bay Area. Kind of Bay Area. When I say Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. So I'm in San Jose area now. Come here, Moose.
Moose.
Um,
Come here, Moose. Come here, Trent.
yeah.
Trent, come here.
Sorry. Yeah, so I moved out to San Jose and or Campbell. It's called Campbell on the south side of San Jose. So San Jose, which is kind of crazy. I never thought I'd actually live over on this side. Kind of ended up over here just totally random. Just kind of like
For a
renting
job or something?
place to place. No, just like renting like from place to place. Because I was like moved out of Livermore. I went to like a couple different areas of the Bay Area, and I had we're like in the process of moving out of one place, and then I went on like a trip to Hungary, and then like had to come back, had nowhere to live, so just had to find a place, and like just found a place in San Jose. But it
Word.
actually ended up being so perfect, like because I really like it out here. Like it's definitely like helped me like change, like just I don't know, humble myself, I guess, and
Nice.
just a new scenery. I think getting anywhere new is always a good change, or helps your mindset change.
Yeah, for real. It's a new chapter. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
it is kind of. I'm like thinking back to moving into this place like 2 years ago, and that felt like really good, like a whole new thing. It's a good spot. It's a good thing to do.
I like live in like a perfect area. It's like not. It's never like super hot. It's like right at the bottom of the Santa Cruz Mountains. There's a
So,
bunch of little places I can go fish. Really close. I
hell
can
yeah.
walk over and fish.
What are you doing
So
besides biking? Like, you're obviously fishing a little bit.
fishing. I'm just kind of. I worked a bunch of different jobs. Right now, I'm not really doing anything. I'm just kind of like working on my health because my health got so out of control and like for so long that I needed like to focus on my health.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost got like 300 pounds,
How?
just from drinking, drinking, addiction,
Yeah.
that kind of life, just kind of being in a bad mindset. And I don't know how to really
When was
say
this?
it.
When did the decline start?
I started like at the end of like right, like after deadline came out pretty much. And then I just kind of fell off, and it was kind of like just ending for me. And at least I thought, but I know my mind was a little warped at that point, but I don't
Do you
know.
think it
I
has to
just
do with like that being such a high of highs? Like you had the part before Garrett's in Deadline, the biggest DVD the BMX world's
well,
ever seen. Like that's the mecca. That's
I don't
pretty
know if I'm
sick.
gonna like hurt people's feelings because I know I've like said this a couple times to people, and they like kind of like look at me like it's crazy, but like I didn't look at my part like that, like because I don't know. Like I don't get me wrong. Like I love some of the stuff I did in my deadline part, and like I have some like really good tricks I know I'll never be able to do again, and stuff like that. But like I just think it's to work on it the same way like everybody else got to work on their stuff. You know what I mean? Like it was just like a lot of it was just me and Justin here, and
Hmm.
then like a couple trips that like I got to go. I got to go on.
Yeah,
But
in
those
that
guys were like
compilation.
living together and like going on all
True.
these trips together and like always down. And I'm up in Northern California, and they're in San Diego when they actually moved here because they used
Yeah.
to all live on the East Coast,
Yeah, with
in
even further.
Jersey, and Ty was from Florida, and
It's like
so
7 years or 8 years, right? That Garrett got to, or not got to, but that Garrett worked on his part.
yeah. I mean, we
Yeah.
filmed. Like, we just started filming it randomly when we were kids riding at Dew Tour. Like, we go ride street, like
Yeah.
after practice or like at night when everybody's like out, because this is like when we were young. And
Were you
we
there
would
for
go
any of his
out.
clips,
Don't get me
his
wrong,
early
we would
ones?
go out. We would go out and stuff, but we would go out and ride like all after or after practice. Like I said, after practice or what,
Yeah.
And
Just young and hungry.
we film him, just film him do all the crazy stuff he does, and he's always just been like that. And like a lot of the you'll see a lot of that stuff in like the bonus sections. I
Okay.
know,
I don't think I've
you know,
ever watched the bonus section of Deadline. I need
there's a
to.
there's like a bonus section, especially like Garrett stuff like that. You'll see like I mean I can see the clips that like I filmed them like back in the day and like
That's sick.
all sketchy and stuff. But he definitely like he's what got me like into like learning how to film like kind of correctly and
It's
stuff like
sick.
that.
But anyways, we were at your decline.
Oh yeah. So I think like after deadline, I just kind of was like falling off. There was like no motivation for me. Like I had no one really like I had like no positive reinforcement like coming from anywhere, like for me at least. Um, if anybody feels any different than that, then that's you. But as I've had time to reflect on all this, right? I have, I kind of just, I just didn't have I didn't have the people I needed in my court at that time, and plus, like I said, but then also like I was already in like this like world of like starting in a world of addiction and like in a bad way, and kind of just saw the chapters closing in a way, and but I also had like a really young um immature like mindset at that point. Like
How so?
I didn't know, you know what I mean? Like I just like just in life in general, you know, like I started doing this stuff since I was young, you know, like
Yeah.
and before this I competed riding like go-peds, like those motorized scooters. I used to like race them and stuff like that, and I was like really good.
Hell yeah.
And then like I transferred it into BMX at some point in high school, and then just like got on do tour like right in high school.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like so it jumped into for me like it just jumped into it way differently, like my life than other people's. You know, like
Right.
who had to go to school and like have to go get a 9 to 5 job after do whatever they do. You know, I
Yeah.
had I had like this crazy sport that I was doing that was like I was traveling, I got to do, you know, all these things, but I had like crazy goals. You know, I don't think a lot of people get that in their life, you know, something where they have all these huge goals for and like expectations and stuff like that.
For real.
So I just like I just because I had so much focus on that, I didn't really think of like anything else, you know. And I just come from like a part of California, it's very like a bubble, and you don't experience life the same as like, you know, especially on the East Coast. Like I always notice like the difference between me and the East Coast guys and stuff like that, you know, my age, and just like they see life a lot more like real than I did, you know, because I just grew up in sunny California, you know,
Yeah,
and
for real.
no
You're just
crime,
like a
no
little
nothing.
bit,
Yeah,
little
it's
bit
like,
sheltered in a bubble.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that like I just rode around my house by myself, you know, or rode around my town by myself, like when I was like 8, you know, like just riding around to like the dirt jumps downtown, and, like
Yeah. You're living in a dream world, dude.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like you don't take any of that into consideration when you're younger, like how you develop and stuff like that, or how that development weighs on your consciousness as you grow. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I just it just kind of just all was going down. I was just like I said, the addiction drags it down even further.
It's a
But
slippery slope. It's wild.
it's yeah. So but now it's all past. And I got my head back on straight, you know, I'm all clean. I feel amazing. I feel like so much better than I ever have, like ever. You know, like just work on totally different stuff.
Yeah. What are you working on now? Like, yeah, I see you at the skate park and stuff, but that's not, your entire life. I
I
mean, I
mean,
do want to talk about that, but what else?
yeah. Well,
Like,
lately it kind of has been my entire life. Like,
hell yeah.
yeah, I mean, I know, like, I don't know, like, what
I'm
people
jealous.
really
I
want
want to
to
be
hear. I
riding at the
haven't
skate park
been
my entire
living
life.
like I did. If you guys want to hear, like, yeah, in those years that I was off, like, I worked at a dealerships. You know,
Okay.
like, I worked in machine shop. I worked, you know, like, worked at a window and door making company. Like, I did all this different random jobs that you could do,
Yeah.
and it is not for me, like at all. Like I am just not that person. Like I cannot work in that setting. I cannot work at other people's paces. I can't,
Yeah.
like I can't just I'm that's not how I'm not. I just like just a I I just would just self-destruct in those situations, you know what I mean? Like I
Yep.
couldn't stand that life, and that even dragged me down further.
Yeah, I believe that.
So once I you know, like I think like I've kind of talked about, hey, can I just go put her in this
Yeah, of course.
room?
And we're back.
uh,
He
so
wasn't even gone 10 seconds, but I paused it for no reason. Hello, welcome back to the show. Here we go.
I had to put the pup was crying at the door, like driving me crazy. But
Working shitty jobs. How long did you last at these shitty jobs?
I mean, I worked anywhere from like some jobs were only 2 months, some jobs were 6 months, some jobs were 8 months. You know, I mean, I did so many different jobs. I was job hopping like crazy, dude. Like I didn't know what to do. Like you have no qualifications to do anything like that's gonna set you anywhere that
Right.
in a job that's like gonna, these are like random jobs.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
I don't want to say
honest labor jobs.
just
Yeah.
dabbling because I didn't grow up doing that stuff, so I had to start doing it. I thought I was gonna have to just jump into it that way, right?
You probably learned some things.
I learned how much I hate working that way, like working a 9 to 5 job. But so it just kind of restructured my mindset of how I want to live my life, though,
Fuck yeah.
and what's important to me. And it's not like I come from my dad had an extremely good job working at this nuclear lab here in Livermore,
Nice.
and suit and tie guy, or not suit and tie, but like dressed up every day, briefcase, like wouldn't hire anybody who had tattoos on them anywhere, like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, but like I he had this great job, and he made a good amount of money, but
I don't want that life.
was not a happy guy, and yeah.
Yeah.
So I see what I want for my life now, and but also for a long time I didn't care about my life too, though,
Been
so
there.
and that I think that when that transition happens, you like really are hyper focused on what you want to do.
Hell yeah. Did you have
So
like, do you remember a specific moment that you had where you're like,
no,
shit?
I don't know if necessarily was a moment, but like because I was so over BMX, like I didn't even like look at stuff, like I wasn't watching anything, I didn't care, like I was totally done. And but when I kind of started getting clean and stuff, cleaned up, I was so overweight and like so just like out of shape, and I needed a way to get motivated to get into the start. And I had a Verde still. They had sent me a randomly, like it was really nice. I think Scott Townsend.
Scott Town.
Forget
No?
Town. Yeah, he was nice enough to hook me up with a Nair bike, and it was cool. And plus still had it, so I started riding like randomly, and this like is more just to work out, like, oh, okay, this is how to work out, like.
Pedal around.
And I hated it, dude. I hated riding. I hated it. It was like so hard for me to want to go do it, and then like I sucked so bad for like the beginning.
I would hate it too, dude. If I was at your level and then all of a sudden I found myself like fat and riding around and it's just like, fuck this. I wouldn't want to do that. Like,
Good. And,
yeah.
and like, and then plus like, but also is like, and then being for all those years being off the bike too, and like listening to what all these doctors have put in my head about my body, and because I have like herniated discs in my back and my neck, and but they had put so many negative thoughts, and just like that I just thought like there's nothing, like what is left to do, like if I can't do anything physical,
Yeah.
and they really have you believe that you're done,
Yeah. You're
and
done and you need us for the rest of your life to give you these prescriptions
exactly,
and shit.
exactly. And
Ugh.
if you're like somebody who grows up with like a mom who's like just been like gone through so many surgeries her whole life, and is just like been through doctors, like you just think it's normal,
Right.
you're so normal to you. You don't ever you think, like just think about all the vaccinated people now, how they feel about
Yep. That's America,
doctors.
dude. Yeah,
So
for real.
so I have a totally different outlook on it, you know what I mean? But no, like once I got more focused on my health was like the next thing. Um, I just needed to get going again. Like with these injuries, I was just so tight. Like everything was like I was fat, everything was tight. I was hurt. I had to break that mindset that like my back was gonna not let me do anything, my neck was not gonna let me do anything, my wrists aren't gonna let me do anything because of all these injuries from over the years and all this stuff. But it's just mindset. It really is just mindset. Like it literally is just mindset. You can do it. Yeah, you're gonna be hurt. You're gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt all night the next day. It's gonna hurt all morning when you wake up. And you're gonna have to be on the foam roller for an hour, and you're gonna have to stretch for another hour. You're gonna have to work out a little bit, but you can go ride and you'll feel good, and you'll kill it
Yep.
again. Like when you were young, and
You can
And
get younger, dude. Like that's the thing. It's so
you
sick.
can,
Like you
you
did it
can.
too. Like you're there. You know, it's so dope.
No, I mean it's so much work, and that's the thing is like we've been programmed to not want work. And I
Right.
know that just comes from me just saying what I just said about like, oh, I don't want a 9 to 5 job ever again. Like I gotta die. Like no, like but we have been programmed to not want any kind of hard work. You
Right.
know,
We avoid discomfort.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I've been that's like my one of my things is like breaking those mindset like barriers and stuff like that we put on ourselves. So with those things like so if I feel like oh like a little too sore to get up and do those like 30 crunches I just like told myself I'm gonna do randomly like every hour and a half like or
Yeah.
whatever, all right? And I'm like, oh, I'm just trying to come up with a little excuse because I want to get up and do it real quick. It's gonna take 45 seconds to do 30 of them. Like, like get up and do it. So you make yourself get up and do it.
Yep. You choose your suck. Like I heard this.
Exactly.
Like it sucks to be fat. It sucks to work out. Choose your suck. You know, like
Exactly.
that's
And
the
it's
thing.
like when you think it's like when you used to think about this, like you're riding a bike and you're just falling and getting killed for fun, like
Yeah.
and it
That
hurts like
sucks a
when you
lot.
fall and you
Falling
don't want to
sucks.
fall, you're not trying to fall. No one
Yeah.
wants to fall, but when it happens, it happens and you're fine and you just keep going. Yeah,
Speaking of
sometimes you
which,
get
your
really
face is healed up, huh?
yeah, it's a scab fell off right here.
Nice. I was
Lip
hoping to
scab
catch you
fell
with the
off.
scab still going, dude.
Yeah, it
Looking
just came
looking
on. I know.
tough.
I was thinking about it, but it just. I think I wiped it with a towel or something.
Yeah, can I get a Sharpie? Can we get a Sharpie going and put that scab back?
Dude, it was that really scared me for a second. I was like, I
You
felt like
biffed
my
it,
lip.
dude.
Because I bit through my lip so many times. Like I've hit my face and it bit through my lip so many times. Like I just know the feeling. I know like the pocket that it creates that when your teeth like rip through your lip,
Ugh.
and it felt like that. I was bleeding like instantly, like so badly. And I was like, oh shit, it's bad.
Oh,
Like,
it's
but it was
bad.
more of my chin was bleeding, and then I just got up and it was just like after like a minute, I was like, okay, stop bleeding a little bit. Okay, let's just get it
We're
done.
chilling. It didn't bite
Yeah,
through your lip again. Uh,
exactly.
shit. I mean, let's keep going on health because like,
Oh yeah.
what
All right.
exactly are you doing? Because I lost the weight without working out. It is mostly diet. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's a lot of diet. It's like completely cutting out like all sugars and like processed sugars and any kind of like the mostly processed stuff you can find. Um, I'll give a huge shout out to this dude, Jeff Westcott.
Yes, dude.
So
He's
Jeff
health lord.
Westcott put me on to something. I went to I don't know if any of you guys who are watching this might remember I got to ride in one of those Vans contests last year,
Yeah.
and I saw Jeff Westcott there, like it was randomly, and it was cool. I got to chat up with him for a while, and he put me on to the mineral water, like spring water, and like kind of just like filled my brain was like educated me on it,
Yeah.
and so I went home to my own education, and like so now I'm completely off of like any plastics, like any like my water will not touch any kind of plastic, like and it has to be full base mineral water, like
Hell yeah.
uh,
Good for you.
and then I take about 500 to about 1,000 milligrams. You should only take about 500. Magnesium glycinate. You take it in the morning or at night. I take it in the morning and at night. And what it does, it helps keep all the minerals that we lose from all the shitty food that we eat. Even like the fruits we get doesn't have the minerals in it that we um, they're supposed to anymore.
Nice.
So I don't know, just it's like weird stuff like that. Like, dude, I'm like literally like only one kind of almond milk for my
Yeah.
smoothie in the morning, like no strawberries because I learned that strawberries have a really thin skin and they absorb even the smallest amount of pesticides, like they'll just absorb it like crazy and hold it in there.
Huh.
And so when you're eating strawberries, you literally will just like eating poison. There's a lot of fruits like that. So
Yeah.
I've cut like my fruit intake down, and then like yeah, like weird stuff. I'm telling you, like a bunch of weird,
Yeah.
just random weird stuff. And then I always have eaten really plainly as it is. So diet, like I just cut like my morning. Like you don't really need a breakfast.
Facts.
You just I like you can have your smooth like a smoothie in the morning is like fine. Like
Yeah.
for at least for me. I mean, some people like so I got this mindset too about it, like eating. Like when you can go like 2 months without eating realistically. They tell you it's like 2 weeks, but it's like 2 months
Yep.
before your body starts dying. It goes through the actual dying process. So what is it? It's like so you don't need to eat breakfast every day
For
because
real.
if your body just because your body's telling you it's hungry, that's just like addiction. It's like telling the
Facts.
junkie,
Yep.
right? That's like, oh man, I need it because I feel like
I'm
you're like, no,
super
the
hungry. I have
junkie,
to
you're just
eat.
a junkie. You're like
Yeah.
that's like what? So like once I kind of figured that out about it, it's like and it's another thing. It's like a mindset thing. Like so maybe some people, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Who
No,
knows?
you're
I don't
right.
want to tell you.
You're spitting facts.
I
You're
don't
right,
want to tell
dude.
you if I'm right or wrong, but this is what I'm doing. It seems to be working for me because I feel really, really good. Um,
Like, what'd you eat today? I'm curious.
well, I haven't eaten dinner yet, but I just had so I've only had a smoothie, which was, like a so I'm out of protein, so I went to Whole Foods and got protein pack for my
Nice.
smoothie. It was like some chocolate one. I can't remember exactly what it was. And then I have my greens for it. For whatever, you're like scoop of greens. Like
Yep.
I just got a new one. I just don't know what the name of it is. Well, I
It's
can go.
RAR Superfoods. Use code Kanode for 15% off.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly what it is. I'm pretty sure. Um, but it's literally. I remember. I think I was using that at one point.
Yeah, RAR's
Actually.
the shit.
But so with that, and then I just used mango and a bunch of blueberries. And like
Nice.
blueberry, like
Low
blue, they're
glycemic.
all the antioxidants and stuff like that too. Like, and then just, and then I had some raspberries, so I put some raspberries in it. But we went to the farmers market the other day, and I got a bunch of just really good organic fruit, and it looks so good. Like
Hell yeah.
compared to like the supermarket fruit, when you go in there and it's like the fresh, like they got it that day or whatever, right? Dude, this stuff looked insane. It looked fake,
Hell
like how
yeah.
good it was, and it tasted so good. And I just got it, I froze it all. It was like blueberries and raspberries and a bunch of that stuff. And
Smoothie
like I
fixins.
just got it, I just got done through it all, but and I made it work like last for like a week or something. But yeah, but just like a bunch of like like just no strawberries, but like a bunch of different berries and mangoes and stuff like that, and then the protein stuff, and then almond milk, but you have to make sure it's 100% almond milk. It can't, like, if it has anything else, like anything else.
Yeah. Like, do almond milks have seed oils? Some of them have seed oils in them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
there's one that I get from Whole Foods. There's one.
A very specific
And
one.
it literally just says almonds, milk. Like that's it. Like it's all it says in ingredients. Like, and
Nice.
it's expensive though. So
You make me want to go to a farmer's market, dude. I'm trying to. Maybe I'll go to a farmer's
dude,
market.
I think like if you're trying to do something like this, like it's definitely like needed, And I
100%.
never was like this before, and I never want to push it on like this stuff like on people either.
Right.
But like if you're doing stuff like this and you're gonna be like picky, like I'm so picky, like I just want my like specific things.
Yeah.
But like it's cool when you can go there and like pick the fruit, like and be like, hey, like what your pesticides full? And they're like, oh no, and you're like, okay, cool. Like, thank
I
you.
just
This looks
visualized
really
you at the farmer's market going, "Hey."
good. No, I was like standing behind my girlfriend, like with my wiener dog in my hand, like
Just make sure that they get the good blueberries. That's
exactly. No, but it all looks good. But you can, but I mean, like it's when you can go and like actually see it, you can't trust anything you're getting from the supermarket anymore.
Yeah, for real.
Not at all. Like
I walk
even
around.
even the organic stuff, you can't trust it from the supermarket.
That's like where I'm like, you're educated about the shit and you're like staying away from it. I'm like, I know about it, but I'm still, getting strawberries from the supermarket because just ignorance
It's
is
all
bliss,
like it's all a slow
there's levels to this shit. But I do walk around the
Exactly.
grocery store and I'm like, that's poison, that's poison, that's poison, that's poison. Literally the entire shelves, dude. Like everything is sugar and seed oils and everything, dude. Grains, whole grains, it's all processed shit. It's crazy.
Yep,
And
exactly.
it's so normal to just eat that shit all the time. Like people's diets kind of suck, And
Yeah.
it's just normal. It's
Well,
crazy
it's
how
hard.
accepting it is.
It's hard to have a good diet too, right?
It really
And
is.
when your options are so slim, or you just have to go like, who was really, really on it for a while back in the day and got like just slimmed down and got so cut? Rob Darden. Would be
Nice.
a
Yeah, he
great
was on
dude
it,
to
huh?
talk to about this stuff, man. He got so shredded back in the day. Like, just I remember, like, dude, out of nowhere, he just like got like super motivated and like lost all his weight, had his CrossFit gym in his garage, and was just
My
like
guy.
killing it, dude. And he would like go to do tour, dude. And I remember he would show out. I might be making this up, bro, but if I'm making this up, it's a cool story. He would come early, like a day or two, and go buy like a couple pounds of chicken or like a week's worth of chicken. He had a certain amount weighed out, right? Bring his little George Foreman grill and cook it up in the hotel room and like so he can make his meals.
Yes. Yeah.
And then he would like and then we would go like eat at athlete stuff. We'd be like eating hot dogs and like ballpark franks, with Mike
Yep.
Spinner's face on them and stuff.
And Rob's got a little Tupperware with his meal prep.
Yeah, and he did. He'd like have his like he'd have his thing with his lettuce, and he would like have a scoop of almond oil. I'm
Yep.
pretty sure it was like almond oil, something like that. And then like a little tuna on his, or a little, some kind of fish on his, like on the salad. And then like a
Smart.
scoop of peanut butter.
Yes.
But he was riding so good too. Like when he was doing all that, like,
It's amazing, dude. Like
yeah.
as soon as I got healthy, I was like, oh shit, I feel really good on my bike. And you obviously feel the same shit. It's wild.
Oh man, I feel completely different. I feel like a whole different person. Like like if you met me, like if you haven't met me like since whatever, like you when I was riding back then, like I feel like I'm a completely different person.
Yeah.
Like at least,
Kevin 3.0, you know?
yeah, I don't want to go that far. But just a whole. I definitely have like a crazy awakening, and I can honest. Like I hate when people say that, because it's like, how do you like judge when somebody says like, oh, I had such a spiritual awakening, or like such an awakening in my life, like, like what awakening,
What
you
you
know what I
talking
mean?
about? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But like until you have something, like you feel this monumental shift in your brain and like just your overall thinking,
Yep.
and like your mentality of everything, like, dude, it's like it changes your whole outlook on everything. And like my whole outlook on everything is different.
Hell
So
yeah, dude. That's awesome.
yeah.
I'm so happy for you, man. It's
All right,
it's
cool.
good to get out of the hole, like just being fat and
Dude, I
drinking all
was
the
in
time
it, dude.
sucks, dude.
I was in it deeper than anybody could possibly be, like,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. So, um,
So what now?
yeah. So now I'm still like working on like just getting healthier, a little stronger, but I was just kind of like I was still, because like I said, so let's go back to like I started riding like to get back in shape and like just start helping like get healthier. I had no like intentions on anything and whatever. And then I kind of like, obviously, like people were like obviously instantly, like there were some people that were interested, like, oh yeah, hell yeah, that's awesome, you're riding again. And like it's cool hearing that stuff. It helps stay motivating. I got to hit up a couple kids I had never even met, like randomly. I lived out here, and just to start riding with them.
Nice.
And it's, dude, it's helped a lot. And they built a really cool skate park. Like so up here, I had a good skate park in my town in Livermore to like learn the skills I learned back then, but we didn't have like any street setup stuff. Like we didn't have flat rails. Like when everybody started doing all this flat rail stuff back then, like I was like,
What?
having flat rails, like what? Like there's nowhere. So now we have this one skate park, Milpitas. It's the one I ride like all the time with the blue
Yep.
rail
It
stuff.
looks fun, dude.
Dude, it's cool. It's like I love any A-frame setups, dude. I've always loved them since back in the day. It's like always been my thing. Like I just always loved them, and for a park to have one like I can ride every day is the best.
Fire. Yeah.
The best thing to learn on. So, but and then some stair rails too. Like any kind of stair rails that are a little bit bigger. That's like my like other thing I love to ride at skate parks too. So.
Yeah, I'd say
But it's like
90% of the clips that I watch of you are on rails. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just lately, like, that's just what it's easiest to ride for me. Like, so if you're seeing me ride rails, it's just probably the easiest. Because if I'm, like, jumping down, that's, like, what's hard for me right now. Like,
Yeah.
it's just jumping down stuff. But it's mainly just because I don't want to, like, I'm, like, getting my mind worked out to where I know how I'm going to land it a good amount of the time. I want
Right.
to be able to do that
Get
like
comfortable and then go out. You did. I think you
exactly.
and I have the same exact mindset. But like, I'm riding with Clay and Robbie, and they're all like, "Let's just go out in the streets and fucking send it, learn it on camera." And I'm like, "Dude, I want to go to the skate park and like practice it, or go somewhere, like get comfortable doing something and then go do it in the streets." But, anyways, you were saying like, you're fat, you're working out, or not working out, but riding.
No, it's true. Now what you're saying though, it's like it's hard to go out there and just do it. But I was like, I needed to get like going first, and as I started, because I was like so puffy and just fat, and like oh shit, I couldn't move, and like I remember the first day, like I just rode this little plaza, and like there's a little pyramid hip. I just tried 270 and just died so hard, like died. I thought I broke my shoulder, like I thought I broke my
Shit.
collarbone instantly. Like I was like, oh my buddy, like who I came right, it was the first time he ever rode with me,
He's like,
I
"You're a
hit him up
pro."
on it, like Instagram, like, dude, I'm gonna ride my first time, like back, like, let's go, man, come meet with me, and like that was it, dude. It was like 10 minutes in the session, just died. I'm like, oh, I'll see you next time, like, and then but so I was like, it's super unmotivating, like when that stuff was happening. But I kind of, like I said, I didn't care enough about it at that point yet to
Hmm.
where it didn't matter. So I was just more like I needed this ride and get to move so I can get my body loosened up and move and start to lose this weight. And then as I started riding more and more, um, like it didn't get fun until probably like 7 or 8 months in.
Yeah.
Probably right before like I got that invite to that Vans contest, like that's when I can start getting fun again.
Hell yeah.
But for a while, like I hated it. Like I hated it every day. Like I didn't like going. I didn't like staying. I didn't like. I felt embarrassed like riding around people, especially riders. If there was any riders, bro, it was like I felt
Yeah.
it. And then it was
Just
like so many
ashamed.
kids are so good now. Like everybody's so good.
Yeah.
Like so I'm just like, ugh. It was I want to do that stuff too.
You know why they're
So
good? Because you fucking influenced them, dude. You did all
yeah,
the shit, and now all the kids watch your video part, and then fucking they go learn all the tricks that you were doing, like which were incredibly
yeah,
progressive. Like switch everything, switch crank arm, switch over opposite, whatever. Switch. You know what I'm saying? You switch your feet and
yeah.
do all the shit. It's pretty wild. So not to toot your horn, but yeah, you done good, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, I just like once I started getting it all back and like kind of like, rode that Vans contest, and like when I rode that Vans contest, dude, I was in no business being there. Like absolutely no business being there. It was really nice to Colin McKay. Like shout out to Colin McKay, like for giving me the invite and giving me the room and everything. Like it was an awesome time, and I appreciate it so much. But at that moment, then, he told me, he's like, no expectations, like just come do your little, switch stuff, or whatever. Yeah, he said something like that to me, like something funny, and I was like, okay, yeah. But I had no like, but when I was like everybody was killing it, but like I saw like what I was able to do when I got like around everybody and got like kind of comfortable and was like, I wanted to, like macho up and like
Yeah, do
so
something.
sure I can do stuff. Like I did a couple things,
Yeah,
like,
do the
and
oppo whip over that rail. And it's like,
yeah,
oh,
exactly.
that's
That's
very
like the
nice.
one I was literally that's what I was exactly thinking about. Like when I
Yeah,
oppo whipped over that rail, like I couldn't believe it. Like, and I still like hate doing that trick. Like, you know what I
I can't
mean?
relate
But
at all. I have no idea what it feels like to do an oppo whip, let alone a regular whip. So
dude,
it's
well
a good problem to
when
have
they
that you
only when
hate
they
doing that shit.
stop like halfway because your foot kicked through the middle of the frame, it sucks. It
Just yeet
sucks.
and then die.
But no, you land them better than regular whips. Like you seem to like try harder, or how you go back to the pedals. You seem to.
Right? Yeah. It seems to be that
So
way. Everybody's opposite whips
and
are sick. They just stomp
so
them. You know?
I'm like my main thing with my whips. I have like relearned my regular tail whips, and I had really bad heel problems. Like I just have like un insanely bruised heels, permanently bruised heels, or something like.
No
Or
shit.
like if I land a little bit off on a tail whip, dude, it hurts. I know I'm done. Like I can't even like ride most of the day. Like
Shit.
I have to. It hurts that bad, and it only takes one bad whip to do that. So I've had to like learn to get back to the pedals. which has been good for me too, because now I watch all these kids, man, and no one wants to land on the pedals no more.
They all land crank arm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Exactly. Or on the bottom. I wouldn't even say crank arms, man. I say bottom bracket.
Yeah.
Sometimes like
feet together.
Exactly.
On the bottom
but
bracket.
I mean, but I do land on the crank arm too. I'm just, it's hard to get away once you start doing it. It's hard to get off of doing it.
Right. So you're going straight to pedals
So
now.
I'm trying to go straight to pedals. Yeah, I'm like, because I have to, But my theory is like if I can do that, then like it'll be easier to just do them like down things. You know what I mean? Because right now they hurt, but I'm focused on them. But I've been doing a lot of switch whips too, like the full switch whips, and I can get those on pedals.
No shit, nice.
And those make you have to do pedals like kind of, or you just kind of land on pedals like you're just really trying.
Wow.
But yeah, me and this kid AJ that rides around here, it's just ran. He's can do them real good. But
what's his Instagram? Shout out AJ.
AJ Piazza, right? AJ Piazza. I can't look at my phone
because you looking around for your phone. AJ AJ. No,
it's like him in his car.
AJ Piazza.
Yeah, Piazza.
Maybe. No, that's not.
Yeah,
whatever. I was gonna say A.J. Let's try that. A.J. Followed by Mikey Almodovar.
Bro, he's on. I tagged him in like one of the last videos where I'm riding out this like little down rail, and he was like shouting in the background and stuff.
Okay. Let's go to Kevin's. Corrali. Okay, King. Down rail. Not that one. Wait, the latest post?
Yeah, it was like a couple posts.
Okay. Who else should I know about that I don't know about? That's a question I'm excited to ask you. Is like,
I've been riding this kid, Bradley.
Yeah, Bradley Leha. I just saw him.
Yeah.
I'll follow him.
His quality control company, which has been cool. Like he's been bringing the Bay Area. Like sometimes he'll just post like on his. I'll see on a story in the morning. Like we're going riding. He'll be like, "Oh, we're gonna go here," and then like kids will show up. So he's been bringing it. The Bay Area scene together a little. Like another piece.
I love that.
Just bringing people together. So it's been cool, and he's just like been on it filming. I've been trying to film with him a lot. So I think that's like the plan is to start filming with him around here. Soon,
every scene needs a filmer, and it looks like AJ likes Larry June and has a man bun and does feeble hards. I like him. He looks like me when I was.
He has a front brake. He runs front brakes, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's
AJ,
sick.
AJ _ Piazza.
He's sick, dude. He's cool, man. But he does. We've been trying to bring back the full switch whips for Danny Hickerson.
Hell yeah. I actually just watched you. You were doing something with early 2000s BMX, and you were talking about Danny Hickerson, and I was like, dude, that's true. Danny Hickerson was way ahead of his time. It is nuts.
He's like the only person, dude. I don't have I don't care about celebrity. I don't care about any baseball, football. I never care about that. That is the only person. I continuously.
Just
look
sweat.
Look like a fool around.
I love Danny.
Absolute fool. Yeah. So.
Dude, I had that last night with Brad Sims because he's sitting in my fucking living room, and I'm just like, Brad Sims is in my living room. Like, I'm freaking out inside while I'm doing the podcast. Yeah, dude.
That's so sick.
I kept flashing back to being like 17 and watching Shook It's On over and over and over again.
It's funny when you say something like that. So I've had some cool moments lately, and I'm just gonna shout them out real quick. So I wish I would have wrote some of these dudes' names down. So like when I first started riding again, it was probably only a few months in, and because I was still on the Purple Fiend frame, so it was like right in the beginning, and I was riding this street spot with my buddy Anthony, and we were just driving away from it and like driving down, blah, blah. And we see this like expedition driving in front of us with a bike rack and 2 legit BMX bikes on it. And like you can tell when it's like dudes riding, you can just set up and like, we're like, oh shit. So pull up next to them. They can't see that we have bikes in the car or anything. So pull up next to them, we're at the light, just right next to them. And kind of look over, and there's a kid, driver's seat, and kid in the passenger seat. And like the kid in the passenger seat kind of looks over at me. Then kind of like looks like kind of
I'm still here, audio wise.
Okay. Okay. Kind of looks over at me. This is how I remember it, and then like kind of like looks away, and then I'm like kind of looking at Anthony, and like kind of like look back at him, kind of looking, and like look at the bikes, and he kind of looks back over at me, and then like his buddy like looks over at me, and in his driver in the driver's seat, and it's just like looks over at me, and I see his eyes just like open up, and I was like, hey, what's up? Or he starts like going like this, you know, and I'm like, oh, should I roll my window down? And I was like, hey, BMX guy, what's up? Yeah, we ride. He's like, oh, the camera garage. I'm like, oh yeah, like I was like, you know me, and I was like, deadline. And I like, one my tires, like, dude, like, he said he had like, switch, you're like the switch god or something. Dude. I was like, no way. It
That's
was like
gotta
the
feel good,
sickest
dude.
thing ever. So I was like, we were like getting on the freeway though. So like the light turns. I'm like, hey, hit me up on Instagram. And like he's like, okay, yeah, like blah blah blah. Like he's like, okay, yeah. So like, and we kind of just part ways. And then he hits me up on Instagram. So I'm like, hey dude, that was cool. Like, let's ride. And so I got to meet up and ride with him. And he was just his name's Alex Mercer. He's I think it's AM PM. He's been doing jams out in Boston area, like New England area. But he's from like that area. Just it was out here working randomly, just out riding for the day, you know. So just totally randomness, like running into him just at the light, you know,
just pure coincidence. That's amazing.
Yeah, so I got to go ride with him before he left and stuff, and I still talk to him. And he went to this. Do you remember the chocolate truck guys did that the jam for their buddy at the Ninth and Poplar? It was Ninth and Poplar thing or something. Do you remember?
In the Bay. Right? Is Ninth and Poplar in the Bay?
No, it's in Philly.
Oh, my bad. That would make sense why the chocolate trucks guys would do a jam.
Yeah, exactly.
There. No,
so they had and we signed a bunch of deadline posters for it, like these like from like they were movie posters from the premiere.
Nice.
And he just went to it and hella won it, like random, like won it.
Shit.
Yeah, so it was like sick. I remember him texting me. He's like didn't want to tell him because he thought like he felt all like scared, like that he was gonna be in trouble or something because he knew me. So right. it was so cool, man. I love it made me just love BMX like so much more because I just forgot how like connected it has us all. Like,
dude, we're all connected so hard. Speaking of connecting, I need to connect a camera. So pause real quick. So we just took our dogs out to shit, and I had to deal with some camera issues. This one I ran out of juice, so I brought in the secondary one. Don't worry about it. Okay. So how deep are we right now, dude?
Dude, I forget. Honestly, I think we were getting towards like talking about like when I was getting back into riding and stuff like that, and then just progressing, and now it's so now I'm at the point like where I'm at the point where I'm getting my stuff back. I'm actually, dude, I feel like I'm actually like a good amount way better than I was when I stopped.
That's awesome.
So like even like at the end of deadline and stuff, I have lost some stuff, like bars are kind of having a problem with lately, but I've gained like so much other stuff like that I can never do like when I
like turn downs.
Yeah, I could always do turn downs, but I was just never good. Like
you got them good now. You said this in early 2000s little interview on Instagram with you, and you were talking about you can click them now.
Yeah, I can click them. Like just I don't know. Like I never could really do it. I don't know. I just there was one guy, Ben Brassfield, who was really good at them. Where I'm from, and I don't know. Like I could never do them like him.
Shorty's home.
So put them in the room.
I think Zoom is so good. It's like muting the dogs and the everything.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Like it muted you cussing too. I say. So what we see on Instagram is you posting all the rail clips and the technical stuff. Are you flowing and airing out and getting your park skills back too?
Yeah, like I mean like a little bit. I need to go. I've been thinking about this a lot. Like, I want to go to I want to go to Woodward, like West or something like that. I used to go there, like obviously like a little bit
Yeah,
back in the day. Just go for like I'd be able to go for like the weekend or whatever. They were always really like cool with just letting me come like whenever I
yeah,
wanted.
of course.
And so like I feel like if I just go back and just go for like a weekend, I could like get so much park stuff back. But I mean, like I can flare. Like I'm like really comfortable flaring again. Like I have no problem
Sick.
doing a huge flare, like as high as I can possibly do it. Um,
Hell of a comeback.
I mean, just like some of the other stuff isn't obviously back, but
How
it's just
much have
because I
you been
haven't
riding?
rode that stuff. I need
True.
to ride that stuff to kind of get that back.
What is it taking to get here? Like, how often are you riding a week, and how many hours per
I
session?
ride
Like,
it. I mean, I when I first started, like it was 15 minutes. Like it wouldn't even last that long. But now, I mean, I put in some time back. I mean, I ride, dude. I ride almost. I was riding almost every day for a while. I just took the last week off though because my face and I
hmm
was been really sore. And I rode today though for a little bit. I just did hop stuff though. Like I just rode. There's like a flat gap at the skate park, and I just
nice.
bar spin, apple
Damn,
bar spin,
wish I could be
180,
there.
180.
That's
What I
awesome.
mean? Little stuff like that. So, but like getting hard sessions in, I don't really do it like that no more. I kind of go when I go to the park. I have like something in mind to work on, and then I go and do that, and I work on that until I get it, and then that's really it. And then every once in a while, again, I'll like try it. I'll do a bunch of stuff like and flow around and like. But usually I'm like just working on one thing at a time. I've always kind of been like that. I don't know. I don't
It's
usually
good to
ride
have a
like.
goal.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just how I am right now. It's just because I'm trying to get things back, and I want to be able to do things to where I'm like, I'm really, really confident that I'm gonna do it, and I'm not gonna bitch it. I'm gonna just, so I have the highest percentage chance that I'm not gonna get hurt trying.
Yep.
Does that make
Facts.
sense?
Yeah. No,
Not that you
I'm in
can
the same boat.
ever, not that you can ever like, you know what I mean? Like, not that you could ever stop things from happening, right? But
You can
try to.
minimize your
Yeah,
chances. Yeah.
exactly. I even started skateboarding, dude. Like I never was good at skateboarding, and now I'm like getting good at like way better at skateboarding.
Hell yeah.
And my theory was is like if I can get good at like being able to like be comfortable skateboarding and jump off and bail and like jump, like because I wouldn't I just like didn't have skateboard balance. And now it's like I've definitely noticed it with my riding. Like it's helped my riding already.
That's dope.
And,
Good for you.
so just finding things like that just to challenge myself to help just anything that's going to positively affect my riding and my health to stay healthy on the bike, right?
So is it
So
all like when you go and you have a goal in mind, is it been mostly just getting, I mean, it's probably mostly getting stuff back that you could do before, but have you done anything new in this new or I don't know, new chapter?
a lot of it's like the switch stuff, like a lot of the switch riding, like actual like full switch riding. So I know like that's a topic that people I know kind of still talk about. I was like, what is switch and what is opposite?
Yeah.
When I think of like opposite stuff is like you're standing your regular foot and you're
Right.
just doing it your opposite way.
Yep.
So you know what I mean? Like if you stand left foot forward, you throw your bar spin with your left hand. You
Yes.
stand right foot forward, you're supposed to bar spin with your right hand. Your opposite bar spin will be with your left hand.
Yep.
And then my opposite bar spin will be my right hand. And
Switch bar
then
would be switch
would be
footed, regular what?
standing switch and throwing it off,
Yeah.
fully opposite and switch or whatever, but
I
never
don't
call it
see how there could
opposite.
be another explanation. That seems
I
technically
don't.
correct, you
I
know?
mean, it's whatever you want to call it, biting, skating, whatever. It's really the same thing. You're standing the opposite way,
Right,
doing
yeah.
the other way. Like it's. I don't know, but I like that. Like someone put it in my head. Like I wish I would have focused way more on it because I would have like focused way more on it back in the day. But I forget who it was, but someone put in my head that like, oh, people won't even know you're doing switch stuff anyway, so like don't even try it. Like with full switch whips and stuff. Like I really always wanted to learn full switch whips,
Yeah.
but like we're like, oh, no one's gonna know you're doing it anyways. Like blah 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 blah. Like
Just pooping on it.
yeah, so I think it's just I used to let that stuff get to me, like
Yeah.
and so I just never focused. But now like I mean, I think people notice it, and people are smart enough to know my riding by now. Maybe I hope.
Yeah,
But if
100%.
there's new kids, maybe they'll pick up on it quick. Who knows? But if it's it's still, I feel like relatively new to BMX. Like people are on it, the switch stuff, but they're not on it. You know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
they're just the opposite is just getting like really big. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
seeing kids like really killing the opposite game like
It's
lately.
dude, I was just thinking in my head, I don't think I've literally ever done anything switch. That's not true. I've done
Dude,
180s on flat ground. I've done switch and it feels so weird.
dude, doing hop switch 180s is the weirdest one. Like I actually do like full switch hard one, like double bag
Yeah.
hard 180 now, and I have way easier time like rolling out of them and doing them than I just do. Like if I just hop switch 180 like the flat gap, like I'll
So
like kind
weird.
of roll out of it. I'm trying to learn how to switch smoothie. Like how you just kind of smoothie out
Yeah.
like a regular 180. Like I'm just trying to learn it's hard.
Yeah, for real.
It's hella hard. But uh, but like the hardest, dude, full switch ice pick is like the weirdest one.
I believe it.
I like you just don't like you know when you first start doing oppo ices, um, like you just like you know your peg's right behind your back foot, but like you don't know it's where it's at kind of
Yeah,
too,
dude,
and
those feel so weird too.
like you never know where it's at. But like when your foot is now on the front, it's like a way bigger gap, and you don't now it feels like it's not even there. Like it's weird. So, but it's like the best. It feels like the best, like the one of the best ones. Like I'm just gonna do everything switch now. Like I'm not even like I'll do some oppo stuff, but like I have like I'm just gonna ride the way I want to ride.
As
And
you should, dude. I'm
yeah,
gonna go to a
exactly.
skate
I
park
never used
tomorrow
to.
and do a switch feeble.
Yeah, dude, that's a
opposite.
weird one, man. You'll feel how weird a switch feeble is compared to like any other switch stuff. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm telling you, I was doing over switch crank arms forever on
Yep. That's a
rails and
banger
stuff,
in
and
deadline.
like doing a switch feeble for the first time on a little lead was like terrifying for a second. Like just dude, like. But yeah, so but I never used to focus on my own stuff. I used to just chase a lot of what I thought you needed to do, like to be in and make it and stuff. And that's just my own mentality that I had built for myself just over my own years of doing the
Yeah.
go stuff and getting the BMX the way I did. And
He kind of
being
came in with like the competitive
exactly.
aspect of it, which is
Yeah.
totally fine. Like I'm competitive.
And I didn't grow up, I thought about this for a lot too, is that I didn't grow up with like a huge riding support group. Like I didn't grow up like around pros, I didn't have like that aspect of my like upbringing, you know what I mean? Like how a lot of people do now or have had. So I just had no idea how to do it right. I
Right.
just
Yeah.
did it myself and
Winging
just
it.
like I said, I had a immature young mindset and just didn't know, like
How old
still
are
I
you?
don't know. 35 now.
Nice. I'm turning 33 in like 11
But now
days.
I feel like now what do I have left? Do I even like try anymore? Like
Dude,
of
35 is young.
course,
You're
of
good.
course. Nah,
Yeah.
I mean I don't know. We'll see. But now if like it's like I danced around with that in my head for a long time. Like, is it even worth it? But like I feel so good. And I never have done like what I've wanted to do with riding anyways. Like I just, you know what I mean? Like so I still have tons of goals and accomplishments. So now with this like mindset I have of how I want to live my life anyways, and kind of like scrap that like, okay, I need to hurry up and get that 401k started so I can get old and die. Like I don't have that anymore. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
chase what I missed out on or I almost missed out on before, and you can look at it however you want. If I burn out, I burn out, whatever. At least I'm gonna try.
Dude,
You know.
I think everybody's rooting for you, man. Let's take a trip down memory lane. What like thinking back to some of the best clips that you filmed, what was one that you had to like work yourself up the hardest? What was the one that you screamed fuck for in Deadline? What clip was that?
Oh,
It was at the fat
we're
like
at the
it was like the hubba
sickest.
rail, right?
Yeah, dude, the sickest spot. Like,
Yeah.
bro, the spot is the sickest spot, and it's like you can ride it all day. It's like hidden. It's like it's abandoned building. Like sickest spot, and I bar luckied that Hubba in AZ.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
And
The
that's a big.
the
That's hot.
tan one out west.
Yeah,
Yep.
and
That's
it's way
substantial.
higher than you think it is. Like it's. I went
Yeah.
back to do bar lucky 180 and I couldn't do it. I
Nice.
could not bar lucky it again. No, I
Bar
ever did
lucky's
that.
such a dope trick, dude. Of all the bar grinds,
So
I like that a lot.
I
That's dope.
wanted one for my part,
Yep.
and it was a perfect one to do. And I was just like, that was like when I was really struggling or just starting to struggle. I think it's like when a lot of stuff was like really hard for me at that point. And
You don't want to talk about that thing that you talked about
no,
earlier?
no, no, not
Okay.
like that. But like my dad had died like not long before that time. Because I'm pretty sure I was on a bear day in that part or that part of it. And so it was like it was like a hard time, I was just like frustrated and yeah, I was like a little into addiction already.
The
And
dad
I was
dying thing
like,
is heavy, dude. Like that'll
yeah,
affect you
I mean, it
for
just
real.
was like I just didn't. I never really processed it back then. I was just kind of like, oh, like I had my own feelings about him. So it's just, but it definitely affected me way more than I was like letting on, I guess. And but not, but I don't know. But like I was just having a meltdown. I could not bar. I just lost bar grinds. Like there is a clip in my deadline part where I do bar ice off a bar down this like kind of
Yeah,
famous
yeah.
skate rail in San Jose here, and I actually did it twice. One day I did it the first day we went there to try it. I did it, and Justin filmed over it on accident because
No.
we were like someone was trying something after I landed it, and he had to like rewind on the tape or something a little bit. And he filmed over it, and I did.
Dude,
It was like I did it so much better too. Like I did it like so good. And then I went back. It took me 3 hours to do it that day because I had to roll so slow up to the rail and hop to do the bar
right.
ice like really
It's a
slow. And
short rail too. Like
it's
not
not
like
really.
short, but it's like short, like
Yeah, exactly.
horizontally short.
And it's not high, but it's not like low if you're doing it from the
Yeah,
beginning. You know what I mean?
it's a
So
real handrail.
yeah. So like I started doing this thing where I was like hopping and hesitating to throw the bar and like doing this one hand like X up like,
Oof.
and I would land in an ice pick and then like drop straight into my armpit.
Oof.
I kept doing it like over and over and over. Dude, my ribs were black and blue, dude, my arms. So like I tried it for like 3 hours another day. I couldn't do it again. I was hell pissed. I wanted it so bad because I'd already done it. Like, I'm like, I can't do it again. I kept bar icing it.
Just shaking, Justin. Why'd you do this to me?
No, I wasn't even not mad at him.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't be.
Yeah, I know, but it was just like I was just mad that it was just like it should have been easy work for me. Like I thought it should have just been easy work, and it was just I just was my head was so gone at that point. Like I started doing that one hand thing, and it just ate away at my brain, dude. And I ended up getting it on the third day. I went that second day. I tried for like 3 hours. I couldn't do it. I was just destroy my ribs.
Damn.
And then when I went back, I started doing that one hand thing instantly. Like as soon as I started trying it, and then like kept kind of fell a few times the same way. And then I just did the first one. I think I like bar and I started icing. I was like,
You got the bar. Fucking do it.
Yeah.
So what happened at that lucky one?
But that kind of like what fed into that lucky. Like I like lost bar grinds, like doing bar spin to just to grinds, and that was another where I had to like creep at it to hop the bar on high, and I had nowhere to practice bar lucky. I had to just try it at the spots,
Yeah.
So I like bar doubled it once, and that's when we were selling metal pegs, and it's like something on top. So I felt so bad. I didn't want to fucking destroy it. And so like I think I got into one. Like I would, and I think like my peg, what it is, it's like this. It's like kind of slanted on the side, like a pyramid. It's square. It's about this wide on top. Maybe
I didn't know
like,
that it's like a little bit slanted on the sides.
Yeah, it's a little slanted on the sides, but it kind of makes it more comfortable in a way, like, but not like just a little bit slanted.
Okay.
But so like I think what happened is I did it, I got it, and as I was like dropping into lucky, my peg like scraped down the side of it a little bit and like made that noise, like it like caught going in, like I had like kind of did a bar double tap lucky.
Yeah.
So I'm like in a perfect lucky, and I just like fuck, and just like jump off of it. Like could have done it, you know, like I could have done it. I was like in a perfect one, but I thought in my head I'd hit it.
Damn.
And
Oh, that's the
that was
worst,
like
dude.
the only one I got into, and I remember I like just had a meltdown.
And everybody's like, why'd you bail? You were doing it.
I remember Tony saying that. We like watched it too, and I remember it was like a thing not to like watch it on the cameras and shit.
Yeah.
We, like doing the cameras, and, like we like watched it. I'm like, God, no! Like it was like how locked in and everything. I'm like,
is that when the fuck happened?
And what?
Is that when the screaming fuck?
No, it was just like I kept like rolling at it. And I just like couldn't like I just lost it in my head. I couldn't even like hop
mentally, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't even hop at it. Like I just couldn't even go at it. Like,
yep.
Dude, and that like trip ended hell bad too and stuff. And it just sucked, man. But it just, yeah.
It's a terrible feeling walking away from something that like you thought you could do, and then you get there and you just mentally can't do it, you know? But like as I'm getting older, I'm like totally okay with it. I brought a photographer, a filmer out to this like ledge setup that at night one time, not even that long ago, like a month or two ago, and I got there and I was like running up to it for like 45 minutes, and I was just like, I'm not doing it, you know? All right, let's go home, you know? And I was totally zen about it. I was like, all right, you like, you know, 10 years ago I would have been screaming fuck, you know, like, but just like, and there's bigger fish to fry.
I had one that was almost like that. Like I tried to, when I hurt my neck, I shot a ride interview with Fudger back in the day, and I tried to tail whip that big UC Davis gap. Do you know the one that around kick flips in his banger and stay gold?
Did Stevie truck it?
Yeah, he trucked the other side. He trucked the even crazier side. But like I did the other side the skaters usually hit.
Okay.
But that day, like I remember like I was like trying to get the cover or something, you know, like I wanted to just try and do big stuff, like, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna whip it. And I remember that whole day in the beginning, I couldn't whip at all. I couldn't do a whip into the bang, like a hop whip into a bang. I couldn't whip a set. I could not whip anything, dude. And I'm like, I'm gonna try to whip this gigantic.
I'm gonna die.
I can't even whip the set. And then like I finally started like kind of whipping the little 8 stair that's right near it. And I like whipped it a couple times. Like, okay, I did it like twice. Let's go. Like I can land on it. I can make it happen. And like, dude, I herniated 2 discs in my neck.
No, that's what happened. That's how you did that.
Yeah, I whiplashed so hard. I actually land like perfect. I like catch it like this, and I'm like going for so long, like falling for so long, right? That I land perfectly double tire, like doosh.
Oh no!
And I just like my butt, and I just ride like 10 feet and just fall over like barely.
Wow.
And I'm okay. Like, and I was fine, you know. Like at first, I'm like, okay, fine, it's nothing. Like, it just fell over, like just hard impact, of course. And then like I go to the top, and I'm like, stand on the top, like. Like I can't hold my like I don't think I can do it. I was like, and I was about to try it again, dude. I was like, I could just try it, like at least try it. Just like pluggers in here, like I could just send it one more time. Like I don't need my neck, like it can't be that bad. It's just a little whiplash, like, you know. And then, but like I literally couldn't hold it up again. I didn't try it again.
That sucks, dude. I wonder, like, is that photo, has that ever been out? Probably just
No, I don't even have the clip anymore. Like, completely lost it. Like,
you landed it?
No,
you didn't land it.
No, I just tried that one time. That was it.
The one time though, where you landed, got whiplash, and then
I like landed. I like land perfect, and I just like work like that. And I ride like 10 feet and just fall over.
That's what I'm saying. Like 10 feet, that counts, dude. Riding 10 feet and falling over.
It's not like that though. It's not even like that kind of landing.
You were falling for 10 feet.
I was like. No, I don't want to say that though. Like,
well, then you landed it, fool. What are you talking about?
It's like great. Just I'm like literally, if I wouldn't have caught the tail whip maybe so early, you know, and like because I never catch whips down anything. I usually feel like right at the last second. Yeah. I think I would have like just landed better, but I just like I like catch it and my legs like open up, and then like as I'm getting ready for the impact, like I just like land so hard, landing double tire, and just like, dude, it just takes me down.
There's
my neck gave out, dude. Literally,
my body failed.
Yeah. So
pushed it to failure. Yeah, there's like I heard Sean Burns talking about, like there's a method to landing big drops. Like
Yeah.
he said something about like keeping your chin up when you land. Like so and I was like, that's interesting. I don't. I fully go like that every time I
Bro,
land.
that's a time where I wouldn't even like straight jump sets. I would just bar them or three them. Even I don't know how big they were. Yeah, just because like if you threed it, it would take like the impact better
Yeah.
sometimes.
Threes do
But I
feel
don't
better than
do
just straight up.
stylish threes. You know what's funny, dude, is I probably could have threed some huge stuff back in the day when I was like just doing threes like that, like just down stuff like
Yeah.
for warm up. You
You
know,
did
like
do some massive
no,
threes.
but I never but never like filmed just like a big three down anything because I didn't do really like sick hot threes on anything.
I guess I'm
Like,
thinking of your opposite
so
ones. Like you did the Oppo 3 down
I would
the
oppo three shit. Yeah, I would oppo
yeah.
three stuff. Yeah, down stuff. Yeah, no
Huh.
problem because I
But
didn't have
now
to
never
pop
regular, huh?
it. It's just an
Interesting.
oppo.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Get
matter
away with
as
it.
long as you survive with oppo. So
Shit. Which clip are you proudest of from your heyday?
man. There's there's like two things in my deadline part I think that which is like I had the 360 bar on it's called Rush Bump in Sacramento. It's like a really famous like skate spot. It's like a big ass it the angles make it look like it's a big launch. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah.
With like a top, you know, like a 4 foot top or like something like that. You know, it's a big launch to flat drop, right?
Yes. Yeah. I know exactly
But
what you're talking about.
but it's really long when you're there in person, and it's actually not a launch at all. It's just like a really long, real when you hit it because if you're hitting it like a launch, you have to jump over the gap, right?
Yeah.
The top of it. So it's like you're jumping a big flat gap down a drop, like you
Yes.
know what I mean. So like when I did the double when I did the 360 bar, it was like at the heart of the when I was the best at them I could be. But I was having problems with my wrist staying in place. Like I would pop my wrist out like turning doorknobs and stuff. Like my wrist wouldn't stay in place. And I would
Shit.
like if I'd land hard, it would pop out and I'd have to like sit there and shake it to
Wow.
pop it back in. And I remember like one of the tries, I just landed like 270. I'm like, blah, blah. And if you watch the clip, dude, I like go really far. Like I
Yeah.
like launch it, dude. I like blast. Like I can't believe I did it like that. Like honestly, because I'm not like that. But like I just like I blasted it. So when I did the one and I landed, I just blasted it. It just felt awesome. It was just
That's a
like,
good one.
it's just one I'll never do again. Like I'll never do one like that ever again.
Yep.
So,
How about
and then
yeah, give me another one. Give me another proud one.
and then what was that other one I was thinking of from Deadline? The line at Clipper that my random buddy just filmed because I didn't have a filmer, and I oppo read the first set and then bar manual the hubba.
Yeah,
And
dude.
you didn't like
Yes.
really see it, like it's
Yeah.
filmed like really shitty, so like it takes away from I think how like
The bar
to
manual,
me
I
that's
was
like
like,
a
holy shit, he
craziest
did a bar
line that
manual.
I'll ever
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Like
So
I'll
good.
never do a line. I'm suck at filming lines, and like that was like I was just
Incredible.
like hella random. Like yeah, I think it's just Oppo 3 the first set. Like it's a
Yep.
huge long 12, like it or like 11 or something. Like it's really long and big, dude. And it had a grate at the top of it too. Like so you know like because I think it has if you can see it had like stairs like where they put those metal things over the stairs to make
Yeah.
them grippy.
Yeah.
So I had to hop back from it to do the Oppo 3 and then just bar manual the hubba.
Yeah. And
So
meanwhile, you
like,
got the homie who you're like, here's the record button. Just point it at me.
I
That
mean,
type shit. Obviously
there's
not
really,
that bad, but still.
like, I mean, I just like it could have been like so epic, man, like fisheye, like
Right,
you
yeah.
know what I
Multiple
mean?
angles,
Something,
slow mo. The bar manu down Clipper
yeah,
is unbelievable. That's pretty dope.
yeah. So just those are just like things that stick out just for those times. And then like 180 whipping this like little Silver Creek floor block that's here, um, like with a cassette because I had a
That's money.
cassette. So I had
Yeah.
to land perfect
Yep.
to get the roll back, you know, like good. And I remember a couple of them when I landed on the crank arm, crushed my foot up between
Dude,
the
oh
bottom
yeah,
two.
yeah. I can picture that.
It's
The
yeah,
writing you were doing is like so technical that I don't know. It looks so smooth and easy in the finished product when you put it out, but I know it's not. I know it's like you have to work for a lot of the shit that you
It's
did,
cool.
you
It
know?
just was like, it just like would have been better. Like I think I could have done a way sicker part if I just like had lived more like with them or like them, or I just stayed with them more and like went on more trips and like got to work with Tony more, because I only got to like film with him a couple times, and every time I was just such a head case, and I like wanted to get so much good shit, and I didn't have much time to do it, and then everybody else is filming stuff too, and
Yep.
they're all doing crazy stuff too, so it's like extra like just, and I'm like have to get my stuff, and I just now I'm freaking out because I don't know what to do, and everybody think it's good enough, and
It
so
happens. It happens,
yeah,
man.
I just
Well,
had a hard time. I mean, it's like what everyone I just, yeah, I couldn't handle it. However, whatever you want to call it, like I just
let's have Fiend come up to the bay and do it to a Fiend trip. Let's I
yeah.
say that like let's have them. Hey boys, go on up there to the bay.
Been talking about going down to San Diego, stay with Garrett or something like that soon. So
Dude,
it's
let
all
me
in the
know when
works.
you
So like
do.
I've been so like it's just not mode. It's for me like filming. I want to get back to filming. Like now that I'm like I finally feel comfortable doing all these like stuff. Like,
Right.
and going to the streets isn't the thing, dude. Like I have a clip on my Instagram, dude, where I do an over Oppo 2s down this 15.
Right.
It's like the biggest one I ever even did before I stopped riding, anyways. And that was
Hell
like
yeah.
right when I started. So like, not that it sounds like I'm hella bragging, but like
No. This
it's
I don't
not
think
hard
you're
to get back
bragging.
to the streets, but it's just the motivation, and like a lot of these spots I've already done like everything I can on them, and like the only stuff that's left to do is really crazy stuff to me at least. So it's hard to get motivated to do it while you're home. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, and you just have like big expectations, you know. I don't know if that'll
yeah,
ever go away, you know. You
no,
got
I
high
can't exactly.
standards.
My
Yeah.
expectations are like way higher than I can even like deliver, I
Right.
think, honestly. But but sometimes I do like I get those things, like I can get those clips.
And it feels good when you do. It's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So
What was the think of like we talked about your proudest clips, what was the scariest one? Maybe like in your whole career, you know, what's the scariest thing that you push yourself to do? Besides be on this podcast, because I know it's super intimidating.
no, I've been playing it off for like how long, dude? Since
A
you
while,
started,
huh?
right?
Yeah.
um Dude, I don't know, man. It's all like scary in some way, shape, or form. But I don't know, like trying to whip that UC Davis gap. I mean, because like I knew like I had no business flying it like
Yeah.
that, like, and I just made myself do it, like, and
You're
I
out of
did
your
that.
element, Donnie.
I used to do that a lot though. I was really good at that, like just being like, okay, let's just do it, and like turn around and just doing it, like,
Hitting the button.
but I noticed like I just have to be like it has to be the right circumstances, like it's always easier too. Like when I had my friends filming, dude, I feel bad if things are taking me hell long and they're sitting there filming, and then like when I start seeing them on their phone and they're getting bored and stuff like that, that starts eating at me mentally like crazy.
Yeah.
And like I don't want to start trying my trick. Doesn't make me motivated to want to try my stuff, or whatever. Like, so it's just when I start working with a filmer who's dedicated to like be there with you and stuff, it's so much more like motivating, and like you don't feel as bad because they're like down to be there with you doing this. Like,
Right.
so they know what they're signed up for. Like, and I feel like just when you're kind of with your homies and stuff, they're not like, I don't
It's a
know, like
different vibe. There's
they'll
like
say
a
they are, like, oh no, it's no problem, but like, like I feel bad. I want them to ride and stuff too, and
yeah.
I don't know. It's
There's a filmer get stuff done vibe, and that's a great
yeah,
vibe. And then there's
but
with your homies, and it's like you don't want to be a burden on people, even though like they don't think you're a burden, but in your head you start thinking you're a burden, then that leads to a vicious cycle of just like
exactly.
overthinking.
No, it's exactly what it is, and but it's just, and I don't want to burn bridges with my friends and stuff like that, or burn them out or anything like that either. But
Right.
but also too is like I'm trying to stay healthy at the same time. Like I'm not trying to just overextend myself too
Yep.
early too. I know what my limits are, and I know what my goals are though. You know what I mean? So like it's like I said, I have these expectations way up here, and same with my goals
Just
too.
one
And
step
like,
at a time, and
so
then all of a
exactly,
sudden you're
I
there.
just have to find those like one trick to try at a time, like spot
Yeah, there's little
thing,
shit
you
that, or
know.
not little shit, but there's stuff above, or like there's stuff on the way to your goals that you can be stoked on, you know, like you can have those
Yeah.
expectations and still be stoked on the little steps. And that's dope. Okay.
Exactly. I mean, I still like to get out and ride. Like, I like to go out and ride the streets with my buddies and stuff like that. Like, it's fun to get out and stuff. But like, yeah, like I still, it's always gonna eat at me to want to film. Like, once I
Yep.
started like filming for stuff, like, and I got that like passion for it, dude. It's like I'm like a complete like junkie fiend.
Tell me about how you got that. How did you get
I
introduced
don't know, you
to
know, because I think like
the video part writing?
I think like doing, because I came up through like the contest, you know, circuit, like just trying to make it a pro
With
BMX rider, like contest guy, you know, like go away.
with young Garrett at Do Tours, right?
Yeah. So like and that's how I met Garrett and stuff, you know, and but like he had such a different mentality than I did, and he was so good and like just so much better. But like I noticed now I understand why I understand what our differences were, you know what I mean? Like just
What were they?
like no, I'm not gonna get like that. But like you know what I mean? Like but I'm just saying like how we grew up and came into riding, you know, like how he came from like Incline Club, like Scotty's place, you know, being around like those guys, the staff guys, you know, like growing up around a really good set of like role models and stuff, not to mention like his dad being a real positive force and, you know, taking him to the contest, all that stuff like that. You know, it's, you don't understand how like how motivating and how like how much
Impactful.
it drives you. Exactly. Like I can remember the one time, dude, that my dad showed up to one thing of mine. It was a wrestling tournament in my 7th grade, and I was killing it at wrestling. And the one tournament comes to, I lost my first meet in the first round. In like
Damn.
the first like 10 seconds, bro, it completely crushed me.
That
And I
is
told myself
crushing.
like I would never like ever do that again, you know, type shit. It completely killed me. And when I started racing GoPeds and stuff, like he didn't want anything to do with it, like didn't care. And then I started getting good, and the races were huge. Like they would have these races in like Vegas and stuff, like for like the worlds, and they were just as big as any huge BMX contest or whatever, with like people and like people doing it and whatever. So but I was racing in the pros like when I was like 13, 14 or something, and he came to the worlds, dude. And I remember I never won any races or anything that whole year or even like the year before. I remember he came to that worlds, bro, and I won it by like a whole straightaway.
Yeah,
Like,
that's some fire inside of you type shit.
yeah,
Too.
but that's what I'm saying. And I was like, bro, if I would have just had him at one Do Tour,
Yeah, man.
and they put some 15 grand in my pocket one time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that for me, you know. But so that's what I'm saying. Like you have to find what motivates you and stuff like that. And I think I just found an escape in the contest scene, just escaping my
Just get away from life.
getting away from
bit.
home,
Yeah.
getting away from life, getting away from home, riding. The contest scene was the way to get in, my ticket in, you know, right?
Yep.
And but like once I figured out the other side of riding, dude, like you can't deny, like once you get that like bug for like the street and like filming for stuff, you know, like dude, there's nothing like it. Like it's like like the focus that it drives out of you to like just I don't know how to even put it into words, man. Like it just
I think anybody who's done it knows what you're talking about.
like it takes over your life. Like you're like literally like sitting there at night, like on Google satellite, freaking
looking for
schools.
spots.
Yeah, like zooming into schools, zooming into industrial complexes, looking to see if the rail on the side like looks like it's going down some stairs.
Yep.
So you can zoom into there, you know, and find the address and all that stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like you're literally doing crazy stuff like that, but it's all for like a bigger, more positive, like
it's beautiful. Yeah.
How do you say it? Like a bigger.
What is the word? Not outlook, but something that you do. What is the fucking word?
But just
output.
It just like you know what I mean. Like it's just whole. It's like a whole thing.
Outlet.
You know?
The word is outlet. That I was thinking of. Outlet. It's a good positive outlet. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a good positive outlet. But but it's just like you you can it. I never realized how much like it just can pertain to like bring you and teach you through life and stuff like that. Like it,
Yep.
you know, BMX can teach you life. It like brings you around people, teaches you how to like be comfortable around people, you know, because people are like joking around or like talking shit or whatever, you know, or like
All my
have to,
social skills come from
yeah,
being
you
at a
have
spot with the boys, you know? It's wild.
exactly, you know, or
Yeah.
going somewhere new and having to meet new people, you know, and
Yep.
like that kind of stuff. It's just like I didn't realize how much it shaped my life. And I was a denier that it even shaped my life at all for a long time.
I think it also does teach you delayed gratification. Like if you're working on a video part for a while, you're doing so much for 4 seconds of a part. You know, like you're looking for the spot, you're going out on 4 different days, filming for 3 hours, bruising your ribs, and the clip is 4 seconds long. You know, it's
Yeah.
so wild. Explaining what we do to like normal people who don't do this shit is a trip. They're just like, you do what? You do all that, and then you get 3 seconds. Like, that's not very efficient.
No, 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 no. I get what you mean. No, but it's like I kind of mentioned this like with my deadline, like I was like, oh, I wasn't really like that stoked because I just didn't get to work on it the way I wanted to, you know. So I feel like I just didn't get the quality of stuff I like could have got, you
Yeah.
know, at those times for it. But like, well, really, stop. Um, but like when I remember like the clips I would get when I go on like some of my Verde trips, you know, because we'd go on these trips, right? And you'd like film a web video of the trip, but I would keep a couple things, and because I would get a couple really good things. But those like because those trips would you get those like spare the moment times to get the trick, you know, like you only have that one quick time to get this trick
Right.
because you're not going to be there anymore. You might never come back, right? And you have your good filmer there, and it's just like got everybody, you know, all the
The
foreign
stars
dudes or
align.
whoever, exactly, like everything,
Yeah.
like it's all cool. So,
Those are the
um,
type of clips that you missed out on getting for the
yeah,
deadline part. Right.
exactly. So I miss that like type of filming, and like I see that part of it. Like I just like I want to fulfill that part of it.
What
Let's
was
see.
your first video part?
These days, I think it
These
was
days.
yeah, Stuart Monroe. I think it's Stuart Monroe. What I believe it was these days. He's an Australian guy. He was Corey Bowen's like homie. Corey Bowen had a part in it, the last part in it.
Hell yeah.
It was like an Australian video. I got Justin a part in it too. He has a part in it.
Yes, that's the part that made me fall in love with Justin, dude. It is
Yeah,
so good.
yeah. These days, that was the first.
Wow. Holy shit, this is you with the white bars and the long hair?
Yeah, dude. Oh,
Damn.
Scene Kevin, bro. Girls
Look at
pants
this
Kevin.
boy. Yeah, when did the parted when my girlfriend calls it the fuckboy haircut because I get it sometimes too. When did the fuckboy haircut come into play?
Dude, I got this thing. I've had it for so long
I
now.
know. I
Like,
was looking at your old footage and I
dude.
was just like, he man,
You know what's
my
funny?
guy is consistent.
I remember Adam 22 put it as when he used to do the come up like top 10 trends of the years or thing. I remember he
Yes.
put my haircut as one of them. Dude. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's the coolest shit, dude. I thought it was so cool.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was funny. But
Yeah, you're
I don't know,
rocking
dude. Like, I
girl
can
jeans
honestly
and a
say it was the
headband.
one.
Sorry, go.
Huh?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm watching you ride in girl jeans and a headband. You are seeing this is perfect.
Yeah,
2012.
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's like
Or
the one dude I was like when I first started riding, like in high school. The one dude who like was really a rider who like I went to high school with. He was like the guy I started riding with, James. He like he like wore girls pants. He like was the one who got me to wear girls pants. He was like the only guy who wore girls pants in our school. Like we made fun of him and shit. And so like I just was like, okay, I'll wear them. Like and then I got a bike and started riding. But he was like a tech guy. Like he rode tech quarters like Hurricanes and
yes,
five tap stuff
I
and
love it.
stuff like that. So he was like into that part of riding. Sorry, my dogs
Girl
are like,
pants are the type of thing you have to have somebody like force you to start wearing. I still remember Cleon had me put on. We were in the mall together, and he's like, "Put those on," and then I put on the like tight corduroy pants, and I was kind of stoked on them. I was like, "All right,
bro,
fuck, this is my new
he
thing,
used
dude."
to because he used to have it such flared, bro. He would sew the flared out for us. That was the only way you could get them.
Oh
Like they didn't
man,
make those jeans like that. But I mean, it's funny. Like when you think back on like stuff
all the different trends and
we
shit
thought was
that go
sick.
through the days.
But that just shows you like like where you find your role models for, dude. I had like zero role models, so like I brought them from anywhere I could. Like
Yeah.
brought them like especially from BMX videos. Like I was such a BMX video nerd. Like I watched all the props. Like that would come out, all the scene reports. Like I
What's
knew
your
everybody.
what's your favorite BMX video of all time? BMX video nerd. Your personal favorite, and then what do you think is like the best?
My personal favorite. I used to like the system video was probably like one of my favorites at that time. Like I don't know, because I really liked Sergio. Like I loved Sergio. I used to buy Shimano DX pedals because there was like an ad or something of him like doing a downwhip air, and he had Shimano DX pedals, and I thought they just looked so sick on his Pantera. I bought Panteras because of him, dude. I had like 3 Panteras.
Pantera was my first bike, dude.
I always wanted the root beer brown one, dude. Like I never got it, but I always wanted so bad.
Sergio's the shit, and he's still the shit. It's crazy.
No,
he's still
is.
killing it. Yeah.
Dude, but I remember like when he was in that Road Fulls 12, like coming in the scene, he was like young and he was just so good. The Red Bull helmet, like just
Yep.
good style, like dude. And that's how I rode, because I was like I started as a park kid, like
Yep.
I didn't ride with anybody, rode street or anything like that. And so yeah,
that's your personal favorite. What about the best video? I mean, you were probably in it, honestly. I think Deadline's the best video.
Yeah, I think I like the Deadline. I think Deadline video. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like something old would be nostalgic. Would be like something like Turbulence or something. Like
Yeah.
I like some of those old videos. Just seeing like the crazy stuff they got done back in the
For real.
It's
I
don't know, dude. It's hard to say, man. I don't know. I like so many different videos that like.
There is no best. It's a trick question,
Exactly, I know it really is. But I'm just thinking like what I used to play I used to have an in-dash DVD in one player in my car,
Nice.
my car, and so I think I used to play the system videos to play on repeat like so much though. Like, I watched a lot of skate videos, dude. I even wrote rollerblade videos. I was like pulling influence from everywhere I could.
Nice. Did you ever do any other sport besides BMX? Like.
No, just like I wrestled a little bit, and then golf. I did golf in high school for 1 year.
Oh no shit! Hell yeah!
Yeah,
So you're decent. You can golf then.
I haven't golfed in a long time, but I see like everybody's golfing now. Like
it's the shit. Like, golf is dope, dude.
Like, oh man, maybe I'll pick up the clubs again.
Yeah.
I used to play though back in the day. I used to play with my dad's old blades, bro. We're like, oh. Do you know what blades are?
Yeah, iron shafts, right?
Oh, bro, dude, they were like the hardest to hit straight, man. They never taught me how to hit them really good. So I was like, I could only hit a few clubs very good, but I played a couple schools.
I love golf, man. I'm like, I used to hate when my dad like forced me to learn, but I'm grateful now because golf is the shit. What about chess? You ever learn chess?
No, it's something I really want to take up. I need someone to, like how my brain works now is like I really want somebody to show me how it works and how every move like works.
Right.
I want to know because I don't think I can just read about it. I need someone to like show me how it works, and then I'm really one because I know like I like those strategy games and stuff. Like I would love to, man. Like I
love chess. I wish I could show you like through the computer. Yeah, same. I've never learned poker. I would love to learn poker.
Yeah, me neither. I never learned how to do. I never learned how to play poker, dude. I have no idea. If I ever gamble, I was always on roulette, and I just lose so much.
Same. I put all my money on black. I actually did it with Tony Ennis one time. Just wasted in Vegas after Nora Cup or something. And then we go and just throw all our money on black, and we won. It was a great night.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's how it works. Like you just like I remember like the first time I ever like played, I just won like so many times, and I just. Like I'd always go play and never win ever.
Yeah, you're just like this is easy. I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah, this works. Doesn't make sense. If you just play the 3-to-1s, then you have a 2-to-1 chance. You'll still make your money back. You'll still lose, but it's dumb.
All right, let's do the other podcast staple questions. Who do you think is the GOAT of BMX?
Garrett and Hickerson. I feel like they're obviously like, you know what, it's Garrett is just because I've just seen it firsthand, like for so long, like since like the beginning,
Right.
right? And and I've never seen anybody ride like him. Like I've never seen anybody who can just do things like him. But I don't know, like so this might sound crazy, but like you know how sometimes when you're around certain people, you can just switch it on. You know, you're like, oh, okay, I'm around these guys, I'm just gonna switch it on, and I can do shit.
Yeah.
Maybe he would just get around me and switch it on. I don't know, but like, dude, he would just hop truck on flat, like going hella fast, like first trick, warming up right, right out of the hotel room, like he would just do stuff like that. I remember him just backwards down, doing a backwards 180 double peg down this like random handrail in downtown Denver, like at night, like in no lights, like just doing way double peg.
Watch this.
And then in Chicago, he's the one who put me onto the nollie bars like that were even possible. The first nollie bar spin that I'd ever even seen done, I watched him do it down a 14 stair.
Holy shit.
Big ass 14 stair, dude, in Chicago at like midnight, dude. Just like terrible yellow lighting, like just he's like, yeah, film me do this like this nollie bar. And I'm like, oh, what, sure, you're just cranking out nollie bars. I'm like,
it's incredible.
Yeah.
And that's back like before it was popular to do that shit too. Like,
yeah, dude, I've seen him like when he was just first doing nollie trucks in the banks, like just how like effortlessly like he can just like play with how to do it. Like,
that makes no sense to me, dude. I've tried for hours and hours and hours and hours. I can't understand G turns or nollie threes. Like it doesn't.
But I've kind of learned about like my differences with him, like in me, because I've done so much comparing, because that's just how my brain worked, was just always comparing us, right? And trying to keep up. But like what I come to understand is like we're built completely different.
Yep.
We are not any dude. He is like I don't know how tall he is, but he's pretty short. Like we are just built different. My arms are long and dangly like a long alien, like a weird long alien.
Weird long alien.
Like they should be. Like there's way longer than they should be. Like so long, dude. That one time, when I started hurting my wrists really bad, and I told you they were like going out of socket and stuff.
Yeah.
I went to a wrist specialist. And they did some X-rays and MRIs and stuff. And the dude comes in and tells me that the pain I'm experiencing is from my arms being too long, and that they want to go out and cut a section of my bones out to shorten my arms.
You really do got long ass alien arms.
That's where my wrist pain was coming from.
Nice.
I was like, what do you mean? What about all the crashes?
Yeah,
like
nope.
all the insane, like all these hard crashes on my wrist didn't do it. He's like, what I'm seeing is this. I'm like, what? He wanted to cut a section. Dude, it was like a 1.5 year healing process.
Yeah, that's amputation, basically.
A section of your bones.
Just shorten that up a bit. Wild.
Like we left. My mom was with me. I'm like, I turned her. He like went out the room. I was like, let's go. And we just like walked out. I didn't even check out. We left.
Yeah. Fuck this guy who wants to chop my arm off. That's wild. Imagine then you walking around with little baby arms, dude. You're like, I can't ride anymore.
I'm not making that up, dude. That was like
I believe it.
Because they were all directly from crashes.
Yeah, comparing no good. Comparing doesn't lead anywhere. Maybe a little bit to be like inspired by or whatever, but that seems like it just doesn't make you happy. It's a surefire thing to be bummed out about no matter what.
But that's all I knew. That's all I knew. You know what I mean? Like it all comes down to like what your education is and what you learn and your experience and everything. And
yep.
And like I said, I just wasn't around people to show me. Like I just never learned the right way. I just had a weird mentality about things. That's really it. And like, I'm glad that I've like woken up to it and I've got to learn a lot about myself, about, like come to terms with that kind of stuff.
Getting like self-awareness and learning your shit. That's dope.
How lame it made me, like,
right. Yeah.
How it made me just look at stuff so jaded and just, you know what I mean? Like,
yep. I know exactly.
Now like I can experience the fun out of like this stuff. So
fuck yeah. Stoked. Okay. Dude, I wrote down here earlier when you were talking about you have permanently bruised heels. Do you know about FP insoles? Obviously, you fucking skating and BMX. Have you ridden in those?
I haven't yet.
I was looking at them online and I was like, I kind of wanted them. I kind of want to get them.
I haven't yet. I have. I watched them do that thing
with the
about
bowling
like
ball,
the.
right?
Yeah, but I remember Gravis did this. So I used to when I've never really had like a shoe sponsor, like a real shoe sponsor, like if I've ever been on a
I
team,
saw you wearing a
like
DC sweatshirt in a clip. What's up
yeah,
with
I used to
that?
get like, I mean, I would just get on these like flows for a minute, and then they like programs would shut down, if
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
pumped up or
Classic
anything.
BMX life. Yep.
Exactly, So it's always sucked for me, but so I would always just buy like random stuff, and I always really liked like Ardo Sari and like what Gravis was doing with those guys at the, like Dylan Reeder and stuff, and so I was like buying some of their shoes. I could get their shoes on this like website for really cheap, and they had this insole that they were doing that same thing way before FP was even a company, where they were like dropping the bowling ball and it was like dropping on the Gravis insole.
Yeah.
And I was buying them directly for that.
It's good
And I would
marketing.
even pull the insoles out and put them in other shoes and stuff like that. They were really good.
Yeah.
But I know, like right now, I have I'm wearing Vans. I get Vans. They Colin McKay sent me like some Vans, or
Hell yeah.
I actually got a box today. I'm looking at it right now. I haven't opened it yet.
Looking at a brand
But,
new box of shoes, you're like, I never get shoe
yeah,
sponsors.
I know. I know, but
You fucking brat, Kevin.
yeah, I know. But I've been having to stick. I told him like I've been having to stick like the Dr. Scholl's like heel things in, like just to give myself some cushion. I used to stick two inserts in sometimes back in the day, depending on how like slim like how the shoes were.
Yeah.
But I can't do it with these. But yeah,
That's
my
what I'm
feet are
worried
just
about,
so
dude.
jacked, man. They're so messed up. So I'm trying to work on them though. Like I have a lot of like little feet exercises I try to do to like
Nice.
maintain, but just try not to let it just bring me down anymore. But it just on the tail whips thing, like if I land on the crank arm, dude, like even a little bit, it kills me.
That's a trick that you land and it hurts. That's so fucked up. I don't like that.
Yeah,
Speak,
exactly.
Speaking of like feet stuff, I ordered online and I've been doing it a little bit, but like these like stretchy things that like stretch out your toes so that your toes become a little bit
Oh
like
yeah.
more grounded, more
I
yogi
talking about like
toes.
the things they put on your feet at like spas and
Yeah,
stuff.
basically like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
okay.
just walk around at night wearing my little toe stretchers, I'm
Oh, is that
like
good for you?
maybe it'll
Does
do
it do
something.
something?
My pinky toe goes under my foot so gnarly like this. So I'm working on getting her out,
Okay.
pulling her back out.
I'm looking at mine right now. Mine are it's like it's not going under, but they kind of go in. I don't know.
Yeah, get
Yeah,
yourself some toe stretchers, dog.
I
It's the
should.
shit.
I need to go see like a foot specialist, honestly. Like, but I'm so afraid of doctors now. Like I don't
Yeah,
know what to I don't know what to do. So I'm just kind of like self-diagnosing and trying to just treat it the
which
way
is
I can.
fine, dude. It's like holistic, Just do your
Yeah,
whole body and everything else kind of works. You're on the right
you
track.
can do it. It's like
Yeah.
it's mindset. Like it's all mindset.
Who is on your Mount Rushmore?
Ooh, for BMX.
Yeah.
Oh, for BMX.
No, for philosophy.
Yeah. Dang, dude, for BMX. Okay. So for sure Hickerson and Garrett. I put like Hickerson and Garrett like on the outside, right?
Okay.
And then oh man, hold on.
We gotta get the inside, It is a tough question.
Oh dude. Because I want to say some like wild. I want to say something great.
Speak your mind, KK.
I know. I'm just trying to think.
Go off,
I don't
King.
want to leave somebody. I feel like I'm gonna end up leaving somebody out. I feel like Bowen would be up there.
Nice. Corey Bowen.
Would be one.
It's a fucking legend.
Yeah, I used to love Bowen too, man.
He's incredible. I wonder what he's up to. You
Uh,
talk to him?
no, I didn't, dude. I don't ever really like knew him. I kind of was too shy to like talk to him, and whenever
You're
I did
getting all
talk to
giddy
him,
right now thinking about it.
whenever
Like, oh, I
whenever I
never
did
really.
talk to dude, whenever I did talk to him, bro, he act like he had no care to talk to me, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
It's Corey Bowen.
I
Dude.
just like okay, like I didn't want to bother him. I didn't want to bother him. But
That's a good
probably,
choice. I like that.
but
Third
yeah,
for the third spot.
Bowen, dude, mine's gonna be weird. And then I don't know, I guess like Mira, dude. You have to put Mira up
Yes,
there.
sir.
You just have to. Like, you
I
have
was
to.
I was trying to picture like Garrett or Dennis going back in time and riding with Mira in his prime, like those boys mixing together and watching them ride like an old X Games park from like 1998, like a park. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that would be interesting to see. I don't like how everything's kind of like split up now. Like we got street X Games and park X Games. I don't know what I don't like about it,
Bro,
but
I was drooling watching the Street X Games, man. That
it's
was my
pretty sick
course.
looking.
I,
Yeah.
I was like, it's all back and forth, like just straight down rail stuff. I was like, this is like the easiest, best course
Where was
ever.
this
Like,
when I was in my prime?
I only got into one X Games, and it was the shittiest course, and like I had to go first in the first heat, like, and
Which one was it?
it was 2010, I think.
Where?
It was one they had a teacup,
Where was it?
LA.
Nice. Okay.
I
X
didn't do
Games.
good. I actually did a run, and I truly believe that I should have made finals with the run I did, but I did. It was my first run. It was my first run of the first rider of the first heat.
Nice.
You know
That's
what I mean?
yeah.
That's how judging works. If you know anything about judging, I know how that's how do tour was. If you were in the first group, you were gonna
Wow.
get judged so bad. Like,
Dude,
you know
I'm
what I
looking
mean?
at the video from this, like from 2010. There's like young Dak with young Brad Sims behind him, and like Sean Sexton's there.
Yeah, dude,
Damn,
it was
dude,
a
these are the good
stacked,
old
dude.
days.
It
Yeah.
was a stacked. It was just
Primo's
Hickerson
there.
was there. Hickerson was
That's
there.
incredible.
Dude, it was dude, I remember I felt so good too. I was like bar over icing the rail in practice like every time like just
So
had
sick.
some stuff, and then like I don't know, dude, it just I did that first run and the score was so low, and then I messed up on something on my second run.
X Games
For
16 is what it was.
but I really wanted to be in it the 2 years prior to that, because like that's when I was even like better at riding that stuff. Like they had these huge. They had this one year where that was like a huge course. It was like a big down rails and like big set. And I was like, ah, dude, it was like
That's the
only
one.
a
Yeah.
couple people riding stuff like that. I
I
was
remember
like,
the X Games Mexico course being like that, like pretty street, or at least big stair
dude,
rails.
all the ones they've had that like I've never been in have always been like good ones that I think I would have done good on. And then like the one, like I said, like the only one I really got to go to was like like the worst course. Like it just I think
We'll
this
get them
was the
next
worst
time.
course for me. But yeah, I was like watching it, but yeah, I was just like, man, so I don't know.
So it's shit, we've gone late, dude. 10:20. It's past
Man,
my bedtime. I stayed up late for you, KK.
not
It's
bad.
it's such a treat to talk to you, man. It's been a
Yeah,
minute.
been
So
awesome, dude.
I'm happy that you're happy and doing well and out of your hole of being a big fat fatty boom batty.
Yeah, you know what though? I have to clear this up though. I said 300 pounds. That was totally overestimated. I was
Yeah.
like a little over, like maybe 210.
Can I show our fat pictures together?
Yeah, you can show that one. You can show because that was like
Let's go. All
right
right.
before,
Ladies and gentlemen,
right
Kevin
before
Corrali
like
and I, Kevin
right
Corrali and
before
I.
I start riding again, kind of.
Let's see autofocus real quick. Here's Kevin Corrali. When is this, by the way?
I forget. It's like right before, so sometime in like probably about two. It was so 2021 maybe.
Not, dude. You've done great in 2 years to get down from this to where you're at now.
Oh,
It's
bro, dude,
so good.
I got
Look at you. It's like a totally
alcoholic
different. It's like you
drinking.
ate you, you know. But
Yeah, no, dude, it wasn't
here's
even like ate and drink me.
not to be outdone. Here's your boy.
Uh,
There's
bro,
there's Fat Bob, looking round as hell too.
you look so good though. I remember
We both ate each other.
we've
both
we've
ate
been
ourselves.
talking about this though for like a while.
Yeah,
And you went back
years.
and forth, like,
On the
just
dude, health and being happy and healthy is contagious, dude, and
yeah.
like sharing it on the internet is dope. I love it.
You have to be. And I hope it just can get like more people like in like not into it, but just like if if people are struggling, like
Yeah,
I feel like this is like a good thing to try, like
and they're
just
stuck doom scrolling, and then they see Kevin Corrali is posting like a cool meal and explaining why it's like healthy. You should do that shit. I would love to see more of that.
I don't know, man. I'm not like a cringe lord.
That's
Like
not cringe, dude. Nothing's cringe, Kevin.
no. I don't know. Maybe one
I'm
day.
not a cringe lord.
I'm still just getting used to like posting, because when back in the day, Instagram wasn't a thing,
Yeah, I know, right? It's
so
trippy.
like now Instagram and like social media is so big in writing, and like I have no followers, so everybody needs to go follow me and go to my YouTube too.
Yeah, for real. You're doing good on YouTube. I've watched a couple of the videos. Like, I
You
love
think
it.
they're
It's fun to
okay?
watch. Yeah, hell yeah.
You think they're
Just
okay?
sharing the journey, man. It's dope.
Just for me, I mean, it's literally just me doing this and the GoPro.
Yeah, it's
So
documenting. It's
I have
cool.
to do some. I just hope it looks it's interesting for people.
Yeah, I love it. Well, that's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Anything else you have to say, Kevin Crowley?
No, that's it, man.
All right, that's
Good
it.
talking to you.
Bye bye, my friends. Hey, you've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed that episode with Kevin Crowley. I'll see you next week. Shout out Dig BMX.